All right, so the last time I put on some chill music in the background, it seemed to get some positive feedback. So let's give that another shot. I'll try not to ruin it by flapping my gums too much, but I was thinking about something with the upcoming DLC and things that could probably go to get a little bit of tuning to even things out or have them make a little bit more sense. And before I get into that, I just want to say my run around and stab you in the back practice, it's paying off a little bit. It's very satisfying to get those kills, so yeah, I like that. But here's the big thing I wanted to talk about, or at least one of the things I wanted to talk about as an example of things that need to be retuned. So, freezing pots versus freezing grease. So, freezing grease only adds like a flat 40 frost buildup, which is like absolutely nothing unless you're throwing it on like maybe on fists or some paired daggers or something like that. But if you throw it on any kind of weapon that's got some size, it just will never ever proc. And the reason this bothers me is because a freezing pot will insta-freeze you, insta-freeze bosses, insta-freeze everyone. So it makes freezing pots, I don't want to call them overpowered, but, overly effective, versus the freezing grease, which is just 100% worthless. And, yeah, I just don't know. I don't know, maybe they gotta tune down how much the pots do, or instead of making the pots an insta-freeze, make them more like the poison mist or whatever, or even the frost mist ash of war, where maybe it does a decent amount on hit, and then you gotta kind of stay in the cloud for it to actually matter. And I think the freezing grease needs to get buffed up to, I don't know, a higher number than 40 anyways, or whatever it is, it needs to go higher. And the whole reason this bothers me, and probably nobody else cares, but I wanted to have fun with Prelate's Charge. And oh my god, this invasion was this is quite the invasion coming up. I'll talk about the Prelate's Charge thing in a second, but we got the Chill Host and his summon. They look like they were down for some fights. This blue comes in, and this guy he doesn't know if he wants to fight or run, and while they're trying to kind of duel, I'm trying to switch weapons, and I got big, fat, heavy fingers, so every time I'm trying to do it, I'm clicking on the stick. So I'm trying to like sort my inventory accidentally and screwing that up. But the blue keeps running away. The host is just kind of chilling, and the phantom's not attacking. He's just kind of hanging out in the background. He goes back over, and you'll see this a lot. They kind of do, this is like a honor duel, Vasion, gank, tag team, bizarre, long-ass fight. But it's got some good moments, so that's why I threw it in here. But yeah, anyways, I wanted to make Prelate's Charge be fun with Frost. So if you fire infuse a weapon, you can't throw Frost on it anymore, but a regular weapon you can, and you can still use Prelate's Charge, which is then going to do ticks of fire damage and charge people down. And if you've seen any of my older stuff with this, you know I get the Blood Flame Blade with Prelate's Prelate Charge just kind of wrecks people if they're dumb enough to get caught and get stuck in it. Now, what I wanted to do was get Frost build up on my weapon, and then hit him with that Prelate's Charge, and even if you got the Frost almost there, and then you hit him with the Prelate's Charge, and have the Frost build up while you're hitting him, but you're also hitting him with fire damage, and then the fire damage would insta-cancel the Frost, and maybe re-trigger it if it was more effective. But it's not, and it just ends up being completely worthless. I didn't use it here as much because the fight was too interesting, and I wanted to keep mixing it up to keep things interesting. But and look at this guy, just boom, 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 weapon art, weapon art, weapon art, fireball. Such a clown of an invader. And the host and his phantom, I actually got a message from them after, saying GG, fun fights, all that, or whatever. And they even say, I don't know what was up with this cowardly blue. So I don't know what he was doing. And there you see right there, I ended up sorting my inventory instead of changing weapons, and now I'm in panic mode trying to find something that'll be better suited for fighting multi-people than this. And yeah, things just kind of went haywire, and now I'm just going to randomly pick different weapons as I go. But yeah, anyways, so you can't frost anyone with frost grease, and I can't do my freeze burn move that I would like to see work, unfortunately, because I think that'd be a lot more fun than just bleeding people out. But whatever, I digress. But that's just one of those things, you know, the freezing grease is worthless, and freezing pots will insta-freeze millennia at a waterfowl dance, so why would you ever use freeze grease? You know, just frost and freeze your weapon, and, you know, it's just better. Especially because you frost infuse it and then use like chilling mist, and you get like extra frost on top of the frost it already has. But you know, God forbid you want to put freezing grease on an actual weapon, and yeah, whatever. I'll stop complaining. But yeah, I don't know. There's other things like that. You know, like I want oil pots to be effective, and maybe if it applied a fire damage bonus for more than just a single hit. You know, have it last, you know, 10 seconds after the first time you hit them. So, you know, the oil will burn, essentially. Or maybe if you throw it on the ground, the oil can catch on fire, and you can create kind of like a, you know, like a lava thing. Or, you know, I wish oil pots did something more than one hit of fire damage goes up. And here comes this cowardly blue again, you know? Every time I'm trying to fight, he's like, whoop, get in there. But, well, that big counter damage chased him right off. Yeah, I don't know. And again, like a lot of my other videos, I'm probably kind of scatterbrained, yapping. But, I want to see... I would like to see a couple tweaks to that, but I know nobody else cares about this, so I don't expect to see it. But that's something I would like to see get played with and worked a little bit. And something else you know, I know other people have thought about it, and I can only tend to agree with, is the rare things like golem arrows and, you know, rot grease, rot pots, things like that, that you can only get a limited amount of. I wish there was a shop where I could get that stuff, so I could compete with the people who are using backup save files and other things like that, so they get basically unlimited usage of it, unlimited meat dumplings to heal themselves, because most normal people can't, and I don't like that. But whatever. Happy invasions, thanks for watching, and take care of yourselves.